stabilization is actually pretty good. I'm walking right now, and most of the times on the videos, I can't even tell I'm walking. Maybe I'll try a jog. What do you think?
Hi, I'm Raina.
Hi, I'm Dylan. Hi, I'm Adna. I'm Harper.
And this is Little Miss Freya. And we are...
The RV Vikings!
Hey, and welcome to this week's video. As you can tell, it's spring in Alaska. We've got green grass, really. It's just buried under all that snow.
Yeah, we're almost to mid-April now, so it's getting pretty warm.
So with our trip being delayed, we figured we'd show you the equipment and the differences, because he has not one, but two One Rs, and we also still have our Insta360.
This is what we were working with, and as you could know if you saw the last video, we did a little video kind of showing what you can do with this little camera, which honestly we both like the camera.
We do.
But we really wanted a little extra versatility, so we were debating whether we were going to buy a GoPro or what we were going to do as far as that goes. Then Insta360 brought the One R, and so
this video we're going to do a comparison and tell you what we like and what we don't and what you can do with each of these cameras.
we've got pretty much all the different gadgets and gear you can get. I bought extra mic adapters because they're so tiny I figured my kids are going to lose at least 2 of them.
More than one.
And I had to buy extra selfie sticks because I managed to lose one somewhere between Alabama and Florida when I was looking at motorhomes down there. So now I've got the different One X stick, the One R stick. So I figured a lot of people, they ask questions of which one's the preferable stick. And I think both of them are good to have.
We've got different tripods.
And then we've got the lens protectors and all this we kind of covered on the last video.
So this video, we're just going to go through, tell you what we like, what we don't, and the applications we think we can use. So if you're looking at buying one of these, maybe this will help.
Because honestly, you know, we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity. I've talked to a few different people on Facebook. They had questions, this or that. They wanted to know about the recording length. You know, a lot of people were having issues with this not being able to record the full half-hour block and stuff like that. So we figured that we would be able to actually show and talk about a lot of that.
So I think we're going to start with the latest camera, which is the One R. The One R has 3 different modules. You have the 360, which this is covered. You have the 4K, and we're waiting on the 1-inch mod.
Yeah, the 1-inch mod is one of the only gadgets I want that I don't have yet. Eventually we'll go for the drone thing, but we just don't have that kind of money just yet. One of the things I do like is how easily this thing can be switched from one job to the other. So I have a suction cup for on the vehicle where I can get the time lapses of things moving around. They have, you know, they constantly, update the software. So what features are here one day, they may have 2 or 3 more the next.
Or fix a bug that happens to come along.
And so I'm able to pop this up, set this up, and this is able to start recording right here. So that way, you know, we can get a different angle on things, you know. So it's actually a really good secondary camera. That it works kind of the way I figured that the GoPro would for us.
And I love this camera for the fact that it's a camera all in one. You break it down and you just...
She's never broken it down.
You pop the module on the battery and you stick it back on the thing. And, you know, when you're out and about, say you want to do a 360 and then you need to go back to your 4K, you're not switching cameras and per se, you're just switching the module and getting back to what you're doing.
Yeah, and one of the things that I know that a lot of people wonder about are stitch lines, because when you're looking at these cameras are significally different on the exact size, the thickness. So with all things considered, we figured we'd show you a couple little videos, and I figure this video here will show you Patty walking to show you the stabilization and probably have her go up to a jog. This camera on one of the older software updates, this here where Patty's going down the water slide, I was trying to do another one of those videos.
Sorry about the squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel. We don't have great lighting inside, and I don't have studio lighting, so squirrels. You know, doing it outside is the best lighting. So now we'll go ahead and do a quick little test. I'll have her run with it to show you how well it handles the shaking, because when she went down the slide with it, you know, back when the software was older, it had so much noise every time you stepped. So we'll see if it improved any.
So I'm gonna do a stabilization test. I have the One R in one hand, and the 360 One X in the other. So.
And as you can tell, that the One R actually has a microphone in it. You will not be able to see that microphone at all during this.
So, let's do it. It's a little cold today, though. Can you tell the difference? Let us know. I think that's the one main difference for me with that being bulkier is the weight. This
is a bit heavier.
Is a bit heavier than this.
This one's quick and easy, and you know, I was able to kind of just jab it into different places really easy when I was getting shots of like Agnar climbing into the car. Oh, there's two squirrels.
But this one is waterproof, and then this one you have to have the dive case for. But that makes it heavier too.
And so,
and it messes up the audio. The audio is not as good with
you
the
can't
dive
even
case.
hear audio.
Yeah, you can't even hear the audio.
So this one right here, this is ready to go in the water. And when you compare it in size, you can see that the size is definitely, this one has the advantage to this one when you make it waterproof. When you're just using it day to day, this one honestly has a clear edge because it's super simple and easy to just toss in a pocket, you know? Whereas this one, people are going to notice you're carrying something in your pocket. So just to kind of give you an idea as far as the stitch lines, I figure right now we can go ahead, we can set these up. Actually, I'm not going to even use the stick for this one. I'm going to set it right here on top of...
He's got too many things to put things on.
This right here is the bullet time handle tripod. So it works for doing bullet time, which I can show you right here. I'm spinning this camera way out at the end of the extended selfie stick around a gymnasium.
Which it's really fun. It looks fun to do. I haven't tried it, but...
Yeah, don't try it at home. I almost smacked a kid running past. But if you take the One X...
You will want cleaning cloths or, you know, something
Clean
to wipe
shirt at
these
minimum.
lenses.
Every time you start them up, if you don't clean them off, there will be a speck of dirt right where you don't want it to be. So, this one's a little bit of a pain sometimes because it doesn't want to lock in. So, but once you get it locked in, it does okay. I put it in the snow, or I had my son put it in the snow tunnel, and he didn't realize it wasn't tightened all the way. And here you can see the camera with the 4K lens drifting off as he was going to crawl in looking at it.
Which was pretty hilarious. And we'll leave links to all the stuff in the description below. That way you can, if you find something you like, you can find it.
Yeah, you can easily find and purchase any of that. I always go for the twisting first. Because the other one has the quick twist lock. So between these two right here, I've got the One X going right here on the table right in front of me. And here's the One R. My wife made me a little pouch.
There is a downside to each of these cameras. And the one upside to the One R is if, say you break your lens, you can send your mod in and still have the other ones. But we're still waiting on our other 360 one to get back.
It's been about a month, but at the same time, there is the whole virus thing going on. And so we understand that things take a little longer. That's part of the reason we haven't gotten our actual 1-inch sensor yet.
We've also heard stories of people breaking their 361 and having to buy a whole new unit.
The One X, yes.
The One X, yeah. So there's that.
All right, so this one right here, they're both set to the same exact settings and everything.
The camera spec-wise are just about the same when it comes to 360.
They're both 5.7K. So as you can see right here, when you start putting this, you got that stitch line that's pretty tough to avoid going across the face. But at the same time, you can make that camera totally disappear, whereas this one never truly disappears on the One X. That size difference, it'll just bite you. So, yeah, that's just something I figured to show you guys. And then once you move back, the stitch line, if I put the stitch line right at her, you put the stitch line at me. The stitch line?
Oh, stitch line.
There you go. The stitch line right at that, you can see that this one I think does a little bit better job as far as being able to correct. But at the same time, stitch lines will always be there.
There's you can't get away from stitch lines. So let's talk about selfie sticks that come with these cameras. There are long ones, there are short ones, they're in between. There's a 10-foot one.
This one, the middle one, the one that comes with the One X, it has the twist to lock. So this is the invisible selfie stick for the One X.
Which means that it doesn't show when you do the filming. It just looks like you're holding nothing.
And so if you just do a light little twist, you don't want to do it too hard, you'll ruin the gearing. Then it stays right where it belongs. You know, you won't have any issues. They're nice and tight.
And
No issues there.
that's one advantage to the from the GoPro for this, because you don't see the stick.
Yeah, they made sure that even with the One Rs, to keep this mount small enough. This one's actually for the 360 camera. This one is the one for the GoPro style lens. This right here doesn't actually bend at all. So this one, as soon as you put it on the stick, it'll be just the same as this. It'll totally make the stick invisible.
And it's actually quite funny to watch the video to see somebody look like they're holding absolutely nothing in their hand.
Yep. Then the one that comes with the One R. This one is much easier to just slip in a pocket. It's very discreet, light, easy to handle.
It's definitely a big difference size-wise when it comes to compacting.
And it's also a whole lot shorter when it comes to being extended. But this one's more of a friction, but it's a very stiff stick. You're not gonna just have it fall in when you're holding the camera up for an hour or whatever.
Yeah, that one doesn't slide out like, how's that one? Yeah, you can slide like that.
People think that thing is a nightstick. I was recording the kids around the children's museum, and I had somebody asking me, what are you walking around with? Is that a nightstick? It's
Well,
like,
that's how we got some of our cool shots, was he would literally just fling this thing out.
No, that was more this one. This one here, on the other hand, it has a nice little foam cap to keep it safe. And it actually works pretty well to get those drone mic shots. And so
That's the
10-footer.
That's the 10-footer.
And with the weight of some of the cameras, so the One X right here on the end, it doesn't flex too bad when you have it out there. But when you have the One X in the case, it actually, the weight of it, it'll flex the
Yeah,
stick.
it'll start to kind of...
An arc. So when
Yeah.
you have it fully extended, actually, let me start that camera too. Because then I can show you back on itself.
But the nice part is they have a selfie stick for just about anything you want to do with these cameras.
One of the challenges I was telling Patty that we need to try is to see how far out we can get this. So this is, when you take this, you have it all the way out. You can see it's a little wobbly, but it doesn't really bend the stick too bad. And so you can't really see the stick very badly at most angles. But the thing is, when you sway it a little bit, it'll wobble. You know, it's kind of hard to capture that.
One of our plans is to go see the Grand Canyon, and I figured that would be fun to have to stick over where you walk out on the glass.
Now what do you think? Take it. No, I didn't rehearse this. I was just kind of curious, and I've got a bull sitting right here, so
Might as well. He actually had the tripod out and stacked them too. That was pretty fun.
With the tripod, you can get quite a ways up there. So if I snap to that, I bet you could get almost a drone-looking shot. I would smack the tree if I go that way, so I got to make sure I plan out my motion. Woo! I don't recommend that. Don't try that at home. I think this is the weakest link is where they go together. But that was actually kind of pretty cool. I wonder what the shot will look like. So this one, it's friction based once it's fully extended. So you do have to have a little bit of fight to get it collapsed back down. Especially when it gets wet, it does not cooperate very well.
You have to let it sit out and dry before you decide to close it.
Well, you got to close it to get back in the bag. So Patty wanted to show you, she thinks that this camera makes an excellent vlogging camera too. We actually have been investing into mics and everything to be able to record the audio.
I like it for a vlogging camera just for the fact that you can get the 360 shots when you're out, and then you can switch right back to the 4K or the 1-inch and go back to what you were doing.
All with one camera. Granted, you are carrying mods, but it is smaller and easier than carrying around multiple cameras with multiple chargers and all that headache.
Yes, agreed. You may need a mic though for the One R. So this is the One R, no microphone. One of the best parts about this camera being module is you can actually flip the screen so it is a vlogging camera, or you can have it on the other side when you're not using it as a vlogging camera. Stabilization is actually pretty good. I'm walking right now, and most of the times on the videos I can't even tell I'm walking. Maybe I'll try a jog. What do you think? So this is with the microphone. Thor will put what kind it is down here. I don't know what it is. I'm not good at all this stuff. But with the microphone, it cuts out the body and case noise, so you just get the noise of you guys talking or the snow crunching or whatever you're trying to record. We have two different microphones. They're okay. Like I said, leave a comment below if you have a good one. We want it to be small because this camera is small and I don't want a big obnoxious microphone right beside my small camera. So this is the second microphone. We'll leave the video of the cool angles we got with the 360 up here so you can go back and see what kind of footage and what kind of noise you get. So thanks for joining us on this video as we compared these two awesome cameras. We didn't want to make this video too long. Our next video and our future videos will keep going more into depth about this camera and its accessories and all the fun things we can do with this. So please like, subscribe, share, and check out our other videos. This one we've shot some cool shots in the pool where people thought we brought a drone into the pool. The lifeguards even said it. And let us know what you think of each of the cameras. And we will see you next week. Wow.
Is it bigger than it looks?
Yes.
Are you good?
Yes. Did you have fun doing this, I take it?
Digging it out? Or getting you in there?
Both.
Yes, on both counts.
Good luck getting the ceiling any higher.